I'm so grateful for the voices of our young adults, and I'm so grateful that they want to share this morning, Eli. And I think Ben is here someplace, right?
Yeah, I'm
Someplace.
right here. I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Ben's here someplace, and Bill will find him very soon. And so we're going to hear from Eli, Ben, and Alice this morning, our young adults who are sharing their reflections based upon on their faith and the way that the Spirit of God touches them. And this is today. This is such a gift to hear your voice. I just want to say thank you ahead of time. Uh, this is win-win-win. My heart is full just to see your faces right now, and I just anticipate taking in your words. Your words are a gift to us on this morning, a gift from God. Thank you so much. You are a precious gift, and thank you so much for sharing your voices with us today. Um, our order is Eli, then Ben, and Alice, and I will take myself out of the spotlight here. And afterwards, we will have a special Mother's Day message prepared by Molly Joe and all of our kids. So, Eli, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, Eric. I think John 15:9-17 was a really prominent verse in my life in the past year. So I feel like while the pandemic's been like really detrimental overall, it's found a way to like bring us together as a community. And as people like to say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So like we have a common enemy. So that allows us to come together as a community. And through things like protests and just seeing my friends just like come together and like understand like where I'm coming from and empathize with me, it's allowed me to like really open my eyes to like new thinkings and like being able to have a lot of empathy for people. And as well as like in my fraternity, I'm the community service chair. So like we do a lot of work with like soup kitchens and like going to like build stuff and like just like community service overall. And I think that's like the best like thing I've done this year, like my most beneficial decision, because like it's allowed me to like meet a bunch of new people, like meet a bunch of new people with ethnic backgrounds that I'm not used to seeing, and like empathize with them and be able to like understand where they're coming from, understand their situations and compare them to mine, and find a way to touch people in a different way. And people with different upbringings than mine, it allows me to just like see the world from a different point of view. And as well as my mom, who's a nurse, she's on like the front line of the pandemic. So like she gets to witness everything. She gets to like, she's like in the middle of it. So that allows me to empathize with her. And she tells me stories and of her working and stuff. And that just allows me to just like empathize and it's like embody the verse. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you, Eli. Thank you. Ben.
Hi, what's up, everybody? Um, I don't have a specific scripture to relate it to, but I kind of have like a idea that kind of sums up my year. So I would say like if I had to think of like one word to sum it up, I would say like unity, because especially with the COVID and everything, I feel like everyone's going through kind of like a weird time in their life right now. So like you kind of, I feel like you need the people close to you like in a time like this more than ever. So I think that's kind of put things into perspective for me, because especially in the beginning of when COVID first hit, my mom, you guys probably already know, my mom had COVID. So that was kind of like a hard experience. It was weird seeing her, like she's usually like up and everywhere at work, like doing everything around the house. So it was weird kind of seeing her in bed all the time and like not really able to do anything. So I feel like that kind of gave me a sense of like appreciation for what I had. Not even just with family. I feel like for like school too. I feel like a lot of students like um, lately I've been kind of, it's a weird situation with school because all the classes are online. Like it's kind of hard to like find motivation and stuff like that. So I feel that it's just like given me a sense of appreciation for like what we had before COVID, in all honesty, because I feel like I took it a lot of things for granted. Going off of that, like basketball, we like couldn't we had practices this year, but they're like wicked weird. We had to wear like masks, obviously, that we could only play like 3 times a week for like an hour each like session. So it was kind of weird. We didn't have any games. And like a lot of the seniors this year, they like lost their season. So it kind of like that's another thing that put it into that made me appreciate what I have. Like, 'cause they just lost out their like final year of basketball. So that was kind of tough to see. A lot of them were pretty like upset about that. Um, so yeah, I feel like this year has really been a year of like it's showed me a lot that I have like way more to appreciate than I think, in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Ben, for your words. Thank you. And Alice.
Morning, everyone. Thanks for sharing, Ben and Eli. Yeah, I kind of reflected on the scripture in a little bit of a different way, but when Eric first asked me like if I would speak today, I wasn't really sure what I would share. I felt sort of stuck about like how can I make like a big proclamation on like what our world needs or how we should reflect God's love when I've honestly been finding it challenging enough just to like take care of myself and the things that I need to do. And lately, as like been navigating um, depression and change and big future questions, a lot of my energy and my attention has turned inward. And of course, I'm not ignoring the things going on in the world around me, but I found that my energy covers a smaller scale right now. Myself, my family, my close friends, and my coworkers who I see and have conversations with every day. And a lot of times I feel guilty for this like introspection and for like my lack of attention to other things going on around me. But at the same time, I know that there will be a lot of different seasons in my life. And this one may require me to hold more space for myself, maybe nurture my own growth or healing more than at other times. And that started to remind me of one of my favorite songs that we sang in youth choir that said, God's love is deeper than my view of grace, higher than this worldly place, longer than the road I traveled, wider than the gap you filled. And I really enjoyed that song because of the hand motions; those were fun. But really, I love that line because it conveys the beauty and the mystery in the unknown. Because like the truth is, we never fully understand God's wisdom, whether it's coming from Scripture, it might come from lessons learned from those around us, and it can really exist in like infinite contexts. It can have infinite meanings and it reveals new lessons to us like every time we reflect on the situations that we encounter in our lives, which are always unique and always changing. So with that song in mind, I thought of today's scripture, the Gospel of John that Carla read. And Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you. And I sort of asked myself, could it be that this scripture is inviting me to work on a smaller scale, to not leave myself behind? Could it be that this scripture is asking me to care for my own health so that I can connect peacefully and compassionately with those around me? And I think that it is. So that's what I have to share. Thank you, everyone, for listening.